Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Welcome. Tonight is Thursday night. It is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Welcome to Where's My King. How y'all doing tonight? How y'all doing? My name is Eliasa Simpson, aka Coach Illy tonight. We are here on Where's My King hashtag the men's locker room, where we are here to talk about topics of men from men, right? So we are here tonight, and I just wanted to stop by to start off with giving some a little bit of ground rules, right? So in the top corner, right, you'll see a QR code that is for my website. So you can take your phone on the video camera section and put your camera against the QR code in my website for the charge room will pop up. So go in, take a look around, see what you like. Because definitely we are here to help you. We have a mission here at the charge room. We are here to help broken souls remind themselves that you are whole. You do not have to walk around broken. And just like how the book that I just, am a part of that became bestseller this month on my birthday, Broken Crayons Still Color, because broken crayons really still color. You can break up a crayon in many pieces, and you can pick up the smallest piece and write with that smallest piece, and it still writes as if it's an entire whole crayon. So don't forget, there's a QR code. Click on, and come into the Charge Room website. We are here to offer so many services for you. This is a safe zone where you can take what you think you're stuck to become unstuck. Because when I tell you I am one of experience, and not only that, I come from a clinical background in the mental health field, and definitely here to provide wisdom and services to help you be where you ought to be, right? So I am here for you for that. I do coaching sessions one on one. We have so many things going on that I'm super excited about. I have a iHeart radio show every Sunday from 12:30 to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we talk about different topics. Right now, I'm currently interviewing the women of the book I Am a Woman Empowered, 26 authors who tell their stories of strength, resilience, and triumph. We are coming on through, and we have a show coming on Sunday, and I'm excited about. Actually, I did one with myself, and I interviewed myself on that one too. That was last Sunday, and I always post the replays on my page or on the charge room page of Facebook. So, go scroll back, take a look, click on them, hear the stories, and, have a good listen. Sometimes, most times, you will need a pen and a pad to write some tips down, because I'm all into relationships. I am the relationship strategist, and I will give you some tips to help you get from here to there, right? So again, tonight we are here to talk in the men's locker room, and tonight we are here to talk about sibling rivalry. Sibling rivalry, it also brings it home for me. I don't even know if I can even call mine sibling rivalry, but I'm gonna talk about it tonight. So sibling rivalry is a type of competition or animosity among siblings, right? So whether they're blood related or related, not of blood, siblings generally spend more time together during childhood more than they do with their parents. So it'll get to a place where it'll bring upon different jealousies, different competitions, different fighting between the brothers and the sisters, and the sisters and the brothers. And it's a concern for most parents, and it really stresses parents out, right? It'll stress you out. And sometimes it's like, can we all get along? Problems often start right after the second child is born, right? So sibling rivalry usually continues throughout the childhood onto adulthood. Even some siblings grow old still carrying a rivalry, right? So it becomes again frustrating, and as you grow older, if no one comes to a settled point, you grow into it and you feed that into your children and then your children's children. And then you're creating a stressful situation on the family. But as you're going through it, you don't really realize it. But I'm here to say, like, if you go through life with a constant bickering with siblings, it breaks up the wholeness of a family. It challenges the goodness of a family, the cohesiveness of a family. And again, I am one. I have me and my sister, we haven't spoken for years. And I love my sister dearly. I wish we can have a great relationship. However, she does not choose to want me in her life. I can't call it. I made several attempts to try, but it's challenging when you want to try to make amends with someone, but that someone does not want to make amends for you with you. And there's just no reason for it. But whatever her reason is, that's her reason. I still love her. That's my sister. But at the end of the day, I'm here for her if she ever needs me. And I constantly pray that we one day come to, get to a point of loving each other, period. It makes family get togethers a challenge because it's either one is going or one isn't. And, just to keep the peace. So, whether you know it or not, sibling rivalry can place more harm in your relationship, not just in the family, but you and as a whole. Because what you don't realize, what you do is you take that complicated situation, and most people put it, tell other people the stories, or you tell your children as your children grow up, and they tend to not like the sibling, which is totally unfair. So we're here to talk about it. We have one king here today. So far, I guess everybody's running late, but we're gonna move on. But it's just a topic to talk about, and I would appreciate feedback in the chat so we can kind of chat about it. Because I know this is a hard and difficult topic, not just for me, but for many, many people. So we have a King Father Wise on here tonight. So King Father Wise, welcome, sir. Welcome. How are you today?
I'm good. Peace.
That's good. I'm glad it's peace today. So we're
Yeah.
talking about sibling rivalry. I don't know. Do you have siblings?
Yeah, you want some of them? Because I'll give them all to you if you want 'em. I guess you didn't. Whoa. You know what? My sisters are way older than us, and my brother is 2 years younger than us. So I don't know if you ever really met him after all these years.
No, I never knew you have siblings.
Yeah, man, listen, I have 5 sisters.
So how's your
Right?
relationship with your siblings?
My relationship with my siblings. Let me see. Dee Dee passed away. Sissy's the oldest. Dee Dee passed away. Carolyn, Amy, and Sandy. Now, me, Carolyn, Amy, and Sandy are great. And me and Dee Dee we were the best. We were the best. Like, I used to stay out at her house in Brooklyn with her and read card games, just family fun and everything. Now, Sissy, that's the problem.
Again,
Um,
sir. Bro. So
That's
tell us
yo.
about your sibling rivalry with Sissy.
It's not even I'm not even gonna call it sibling rivalry. I'm just gonna call it sibling hate. Period. Right? Um,
Okay.
don't get me wrong. I love my sister to death. And if you mess with her, I'll kill you. But me and my sister is just toxic, yo. It's like this. She said it to me one day. Now, dad had the girls, but he wanted a boy so bad because he was the only man in the house. Damn, even the damn dog was a
Okay.
girl, right? So, so my dad, he was, he was like, I got to get me some boys out here somewhere or another. So he didn't want to take a chance on trying again and getting another girl. So I got adopted. I was adopted. See, nobody knew that. I can't even believe I said that, but all right. Um, so now he has his prince, and all the attention that my sisters were getting and all of that, I'm getting it now. All those little because gifts, all those little toys, just whatever it was, I'm getting it. And me and my sister actually said it to me one day when I was old enough to kind of understand. And she said, "What are you doing here?" She goes, "Everything was fine until you showed up. Now we don't get no time with him. He's always with you and you this and that." And it's just, and then since she was the oldest, so she pretty much was in charge a lot of times when my mom and dad went away. Now here I am getting older. When I'm getting older, I have my own mind, my own thought processes, everything. Um, and besides that, I know when it started, like when it really set in. I was knowledge culture. I was 14, and she told me, she's like, "Well, mommy and daddy going away for the weekend. Don't leave off of this block." And I'm looking at her like, "Don't leave off the block. Who you think you talking to?" Like, like so, because everybody was going to the carnival at Holy Redeemer, right? I know y'all
I
remember that,
remember
right, Kay? You remember those, Kay? The carnival at Holy Redeemer. So I'm leaving with all the fellas to go to the carnival. I ain't trying to hear all that. So go to the carnival, had a ball, had some laughs, come home. She locked the door. The door was locked because at that time, we can kind of leave the door open. Neighborhoods were different then. So open up the door, and the door was locked. The screen door. I'm ringing the doorbell. Come to the door. Didn't I tell you not to go off this block? And she had this broomstick thing in my face, right? And I just kind of laughed at her, and I pushed the broom down. I was like, "Yo, don't." I said, "Don't do that. Like, come on, just." I told you not to go anywhere. And I'm like, yo, check this out. 14, 15 years old. Me and all the rest of the guys off the block went to the car. Well, I told you not to go. I said, well, you know what? Well, I wasn't listening. How about that? I said, yo, come on, please, man. So walked away. Next thing I know, crack. Right? Caught me in the back of the head. It hurt a little bit. I turned around and I looked at her. And I said, yo, dude, I was like, yo, did you just really hit me? I was like, yo, did you just really hit me? And I'm going to do it again. And I said, okay, now my back's not turned this time. Try it again. She went to swinging. And, this time I disarmed her, right? And in the process of disarming her, not proud of it today, but, back then when you're defending yourself, I gave it a willy lump, man. I chin checked her ass, period. And I put her down on her pockets. And then ever since then, we haven't been right. We haven't been like, I see her, hey, how you doing? Yeah, how you doing? I go to her house. Sometimes, like when I'm driving by, I just stop to just kind of ring the doorbell and be like, hey, how you doing? You okay? And she'd be like, I'm all right. Now I okay, hey baby, we do the phony back and forth. Hey, how you doing? You need to call me. And yeah, sure, we do that. I just want to see her face, make sure she's all right, kind of look in the house a little bit, and then I'm gone. Like it's
So
no,
what?
it's
So what do you feel made her take that stance to say that she was going to be your boss for that weekend?
because mom and dad put her in charge for the weekend because she was the oldest.
No, but I'm saying for even if she wasn't in charge, do you still think she would have stood that if they didn't specifically tell her, okay, you are in charge for the weekend? Do you still think she would have took that stance with you?
Probably so. Probably so.
Okay.
Because my sister
King,
is like my sister's ex transit, and she just like if she don't get her way, if stuff not going her way, she gets attitude. She her need to be in charge is real.
she must have the power. She must have the power,
She
right?
has to have. She has to. She has to. She
Okay,
has to.
King Herman. Um, do you have any siblings, King Herman?
Oh yeah, I got siblings.
Mm. You want to trade?
Want to trade? I don't
No.
know.
Oh,
Let's see.
So how's your relationship with your brothers and sisters? Like, do you have sibling rivalry in your the dynamics of your family?
We did. Me and my younger brother. We used to fight tooth and nail for a second, but then one day when I really pushed him into the dresser and the lamp fell on his head, I kind of had to stop because like, ooh, I'm gonna wind up kill this boy. But ever since then, and it's funny how you're always jealous of each other because every time for his birthday, it was always in May. His godmother will always bless him with $100, and I used to be like, "Yo, my godmother don't do that." But then he turned around and told me, he said, "Yo, your godmother is our aunt. You get to see her more than I see my godmother." And I was like, "Oh yeah, you're right." So so then over the years, through playing basketball, everybody knows this because of my father. He was a coach. They go to Turner Brothers. If I see one, I happen to see the other one. They be like, "Yo, Herm, I just saw your brother." So for my mother, I'm the oldest. Then it's my brother, and I have two younger sisters. But then for my father, I'm the middle child. So I got an older brother, and I got two older sisters. So my relationship, I'm really tight with my baby sister because me and her think alike. Like we don't have time for all the arguing. You want to argue, we going that way. God bless you. Um, my older sister, we were fine. I always, look up to her, but then, drugs kind of took a toll on her, and it hurt me to see her, go from somebody so pretty, and then you could see the effects that it had on her. But still love her to death, and still rock. My older brother, uh, I seen him maybe about once, twice in my lifetime. But because the route he took, he was doing different things. But the funny thing was that my cousin and his moms were tight. So one day while I'm a little older, I'm at a family gathering for my mom's side of the family. She's like, "You know who that is, right?" I was like, "No." She said, "That's Pop's mother." And I'm starting to scratch my head because I'm like, "Wait a minute, wait. So Pop baby mother is cool with our cousin. I got some questions for my mother, but that's another story, another subject. But that's just how it's been. The sister that's younger than me, but not the baby, me and her kind of fight a lot, because she swears she know it all. She listened to Z100, so I used to tease her back in the days, like, "You the white one in the family. Like, oh, we black, we don't listen to Z100. What you doing?" You know. But at the same time, it's been war, it's been peace, then it's war, then now we adults. So and everything that happened with my ex-wife kind of had me on the outs and the odds because she had beef with them, and so I was caught in the middle. And but God be the glory that we still tight, we still family, we still talk. They need me, do anything for them, um, despite how I'm feeling. So that's how I was growing up.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's a question before
King
you.
K was.
There's one question. Um, I'm looking in the chat room, and I just want to answer before you start. No, no, Angela, she wasn't overprotective. Uh, she was just she was exerting her authoritative rights.
Respect my
Go
authority.
ahead, authoritizing. Go ahead, Kay. I'm sorry.
Okay, what up, man?
Good. You good? Peace, kings. Peace, queen. How y'all doing?
I love the beard. I love the beard.
Yeah, no
So
doubt.
so so sexy. He's just a beautiful chocolate man.
No, King K was.
It's such a beautiful
Did you?
chocolate man.
I can't.
How was
I
the
can't.
how was the family dynamic?
I can't with him. I can't. I can't with him. I'm telling you. I just
How was
can't.
the family dynamics in your household?
Yo. Well,
Was there a lot of siblings there?
yeah. It was like back in the day when it was WWF. Yeah. Okay. Uh, I'm the baby boy. So before me, my older brothers, and then later on, our sister came. So before she even came on the scene, I ain't had no identity. I ain't had no say so about nothing. Okay. So growing up the way we did, I mean, we love each other. We were mad tight. We shared rooms. You know, in the house and stuff like that. Two slept in one room, three slept in the other. You know what I'm saying? I slept. I didn't even sleep in a real bed. I slept on one of them pull-out beds that would rise up. My brothers had the mother bunk. They had their bed, so I had like a just little slide pop up and go down or whatever. But the love was solid. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about the Wilsons, it was all it was all or nothing. Um, we had our own internal beefs that I say like my oldest brother then he's known as the sweetheart of the family, and I ain't saying it in no funny way. When I say he's so sweet, my mother used to say he'll give you a toothache because she never had no problems out of him whatsoever since he came out of womb. He's been that perfect child basically in a sense, and the other four, the rest of us, it was hellfire and damnation, man. Um, my two older brothers over me and my other brother, they would fight all the time. So then what happened was my other brother picked my other brother, then the other one picked me. So now when they're fighting, me and my other brother fighting. So like I said, it was like tag team no matter what. You know. And we had I mean, it wasn't crazy, but yet there was times when, some things may have gotten out of hand, but my pops ruled with an iron fist. So when things came down, and the funny thing about it is like when we used to get beatings, it was like, everybody's taking it for whoever one person did, we all getting it. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? So when we used to get those kind of beatings, the funny thing about us is we would crack jokes on ourselves. We would sit up there and count to see who got the most beatings and add it all up amongst each other. And they say, "Oh, you got hit more than," and it was just crazy. Um, some things I just couldn't understand. Now, if we were fighting somebody, or one of us was fighting somebody, it was like, no matter what you do, you better do what you got to do before you come back in here. If you don't whoop that behind out there, we gonna whoop you. So I'm like, yo, it's four or five against one with me. So I'm going out there, whatever I got, a brick, a bat. I'm gonna make sure I bust that head before I come back in there and let them get me. That's how it was. And it was so much
Mm-hmm.
love. I mean, there was nothing that we wouldn't do for each other. And I still feel that to this day, but I have to be real. You know, my sister, That's my ride or die. That's my booking. That's what I name. That's my booking right there. Cause she came along so much later that they were most of them was already gone. So the closeness and tightness we felt between my sister and I. So until this day, we are thick as thieves. You know, there's nothing I wouldn't do for her. And the same thing like you, father. You know, if you touch or bother her, oh yeah, there's no question or doubt. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of brother where in this day and age, you don't call me unless it's on.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do all the reasoning and all that other stuff before you call me because I'm not coming to ask questions when it comes to my family.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it seems that when we get older, people get married. Understand you take on a new position and a new role in your life as a husband or a mother. Kids, all that other stuff. So the family grows. So there's changes within each and everybody, of course, because we all are our own individuals. But yet, the respect that I have for each and every one of my brothers will always be above as far as looking at how the line of how should I say how the line of how it goes in order, basically. You know, um, there's a lot of things going on right now that I'm not very happy with at all. There's a split. It's a split, and I feel like this for what the split is for is very childish, very immature, and I just have to put it like this: whatever ailments that they are going through in their mindset for whatever it is, for the reasons that they chose to do or be separated the way it is, I just hope, like I said, I wish them the best. All you can do is wish them the best. You can't sit up there and extend your olive branch out, but yet for so many times for so long. And if the line of communication is not being reciprocated, then I'm not going to keep myself out. I'm good. I got to keep moving and doing what I got to do for me and mine. Still will love you, but like my famous quote, I will always love you, but I can love you from afar. You understand what I'm saying? And everything is still good, whether you choose to speak or not. One thing you can never destroy: we brothers and sisters till we die. As far as the physical qualities of the blood. But you got family members or you got friends out there, and your people got friends in their circles of life that will be greater than the family that you've been birthed with. And that becomes your nucleus of family because it's somebody or some people you can go to and break bread about, and they're not judging you. They're just listening and then giving you their opinion and so forth and so on. You know what I mean? So with what it is with my family right now, hell, my baby sister could be watching right now. She'll respond and she gonna echo everything I say. You know, we do what we do. We always gonna be a family as far as I'm concerned, and I still got nothing but love and respect for my elder brothers. For those that have their own issues, even and I'm gonna say for whatever issues that they feel they have with me, I will never know what their issues are because they refuse to address it to me. Now they can go and talk to everybody else, Tom, Dick, and Jane, or whatever. But if you trying to rectify or need to rectify, you need to come to that. Because like I said, you can throw. I tell everybody, throw that religion out the window when it comes time to talk. Because when you bring your religion or beliefs into the factor, be ready to answer based on yours. Because you can't base it off of mine if you don't know mine. You understand what I'm saying? I grew up in the same household that they did, and we grew up in I say, my father was a minister, a Baptist minister. So we grew up Baptist. Everybody got their own little choices or whatever. And then for those that call themselves Christians, they still, like I said, come with your shield and the armor gear when you coming with me. Because I'm not coming softly. I know the word. I know the book. I know the scripture. And they know that. So if they're gonna come with me at the scriptures, be ready to receive the very same scriptures of their own for their own explanation and example. And it's done out of love because whatever comes in at the end of it, my last words is, yo, I still love you. but it is what it is. You know.
So
So.
what happens with when we are parents, I'm gonna say when we are parents, and we can just say when a person becomes a parent
Mm-hmm.
and they start having children. And again, as it says, sibling rivalry stems from after you have the second child. So what caused the first child, it comes up with some type of, jealous spirit. So like each child, as you have your children, each child is competing to define their individuality, right? So when they're doing that, they, want you to discover who they are, their talents. Oh, I can do this, mommy or daddy. I can do that, mommy or daddy. And,
Mm-hmm.
they want to be identified separately when parents have a tendency to group the children together. And a lot of times they will have the dynamics of their individuality to say, no, I'm this way, I'm not that way. So like, don't put me in as a group, put me in as Yasa, right? So what happens is that as we get disciplined
Mm-hmm.
with our children, we may chastise them and say if they all did something, and one child may feel that you chastise Becky Sue better than less than you chastise them. That starts an issue. And if you feel, and most children, they'll look at the parents like, well, you favor Patty. Why are you favoring Patty when I'm the favorite? Because again, everyone is following through because they're chasing their own identity with that parent because they're the best. They're the best child, right?
Mm-hmm.
So children go back and forth because they feel that their relationship is best with that mother or that father, and it follows you as you grow. And most times the rivalry gets worse. However, it gets kind of hidden because now you're out the house and you live in separate homes, and you're talking behind the back where not everybody is in the same house and in the same room and sleeping in the same bed, where you have to be bothered, and you will get the ramifications of the attitudes, of the sucking the teeth, of the striking, of the anything that they don't like, it's gonna for you right in your face as a child. And then also what happens too when you have blended families are coming together, and when they come together, everybody is on guard, right? This one wants to come against that one, and then they have manipulation, right? They have manipulation with the parents to put one parent against the other. That starts a huge issue where it'll tear families apart. The manipulation of the children. Um, and then it's like one child there, and they will come up to be some serious con artists. Serious con artists. They will make up the story with real tears and real anger, but it's all an act. And you as a parent have to discern, well, what is real and what is really fake. It's like this is the part where you really have to pay attention and know the children, know the dynamics of the family, know what works and know what doesn't work. It's like when you close your eyes, if Billy did it, and you close your eyes, if Janet did it. You have to really identify each child and know each child for yourself. And a lot of times, because parents work so hard just to keep everything together, you will miss these points. You will miss these points. And when a situation comes up where Janet was supposed to be at school, but she's out getting high or out boosting in the mall, and then you get that phone call from the authorities saying, well, Janet did this, and then there's those mothers or parents that say, oh, not my Janet. My Janet didn't do that. There's no way my Janet did it. But you will be picking egg off your face because Janet did it, because you wasn't checking in with Janet, because you work so hard. And because you work so hard, well, you said, well, let me get Janet some Air Max because you don't have time to spend with Janet. And we buy our children expensive toys in lieu of time well spent with them. The quality time makes a huge impact on minimizing the bickering, the fighting amongst the children. Or not only that, it minimizes the relationship that you think you don't have with your child. Now, everyone is not perfect.
Mhm.
There's no perfect person in the world, but the least you could do is try. The least you could do is try. But there's parents who do not try. They have children and cannot be a parent. Some people are mothers and fathers, but they just cannot be a parent for whatever their reasoning is. They may not have patience. They may feel that they're not ready. They may feel that they're are too immature to handle, just raising another human being. Oh, that's
Mhm.
not for me. So that they acknowledge that, and then they move on. And but again, it brings such a treasure that's broken, because the child is being raised thinking that the parent that's absent doesn't care about them. That brings on another issue that the child has as they're growing up. And as adults, you are what you were as a child for your experiences, for anything that was planted in your mind. You grow up with these thoughts, these processes of the environment, right? And you grow up with it, and it affects you as being a parent. Now you are a parent. So now you will rear your child based on your experiences, and the experiences that you necessarily don't want your child to experience. So it's like, well, if you grew up poor, you're gonna find a way not to have your child experience the lack thereof that you had when you were a child. Oh, I'm giving my child everything because when I was a kid, my parents only bought no frills. So you make it your business to never ever buy your child a no frills anything. You're only a name brand buff. Oh, if it's not name brand, I'm not getting it. You will bust your behind to make sure you only get name brand. You are putting a strain on yourself, and you also raising your child to think that if you don't have, it's a problem.
Mhm.
It's okay not to have. You're not going to have it all the time because life happens. Life happens. If you are not disciplined enough to manage your money well, to show your children how to manage money well, again, life happens.
Mhm.
Certain things, unexpected expenses will show up. Sometimes wipe your whole bank account out. What are you going to do? Nervous breakdown? I remember I did my internship at Zucker Hillside in a locked unit. People were in there cutting, adults. This lady was in there cutting herself because she couldn't get her daughter a Prada bag when she turned 16 on her 16th birthday, because her and her husband got a divorce and the money wasn't the same.
Mhm.
So her pride tore her up. So she's committing suicide because she could not purchase a Prada bag for her daughter's 16th birthday. So it's you have to be careful on how your mind is set up to how you deliver your behaviors to your children, because then they grow up feeling the same or feeling that they have to do, and that's a stress that's not needed. It's okay if you have it, and it's okay that you don't. It's people grow up with so many different sequences that they have so a mountain, and everything is an issue. Oh no, you can't do it this way. Oh no, you can't do it that way. And then it becomes also it stems from civil rivalry as well. Again, we were talking about colorism last week. If some children are dark skinned, that also causes a sibling rivalry. So
That's some
again, there's so many topics that are at hand that start from children, but we as parents do have a huge impact on how we respond to our children's needs to have them grow up in a positive, cultivating, nurturing environment so they can grow up and their offsprings can have the same type, because it all goes back to generational curses.
Mhm.
That's a factor.
Yep.
Different idiosyncrasies are generational curses. The stressor of this one is dark, this one is light. Oh, treat this one. Don't bring a dark skinned woman home because your kids are gonna come out dark skinned. Go get you a lighter woman. If you dark, go get you a lighter woman. If you dark, go get you a lighter man. So your kids don't look like that. And it creates a war. And we, as parents, we have control. It's okay to allow someone to choose what they want. You don't have to criticize the child. You don't have to. Oh, your hair is not like Sally's. You know, Tom, your hair is not like Pat. Little things like that. And I know, from my age group, Generation X, we go back. We have a mom, a big mom, and if you sit and really think about it, Big Mom had a lot to say.
Oh yeah.
Big Mom had a lot to say, and everybody, oh well, Big Mom said, forget what your mother said, your mother, and forget what your grandmother said. But if Big Mom said it, y'all held it accountable. This is the Bible truth right here, because Big Mom said it, and you carry that thing the rest of your life, and that's how you even told your children that. But then it gets to as the generations come on through here, right? That everyone starts to take form of their own minds, and then they start to evaluate. Well, Dad, I know Big Mom said that, but this is not what it is. Realization shows up, awareness shows up, right? So as this happens, you start to look at Big Mom real funny. You start to look at, well, why would my mother, grandmother, or great grandmother tell me this lie? And then there's a lot of stories. Well, mommy had sex with the milkman. A whole bunch of different stories started popping up. Well, that's not really love.
That's not really your daddy.
You know what I'm saying? So many things pop up, right? So as these things pop up, as you grow older and you become of your own, you have to sit back and think, well, is this something going on that I'm missing? No, baby, you're not missing a thing. Because the older people kept their stories together. And a lot of times they died with the truth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we lived a
So
lot.
and all we lived a lot of lies, okay? A lot
Mhm.
of lies.
A lot
But
of
we
things
but
which
now that we come into our own, we find our own identities.
Mm-hmm.
And we find different ways of approaching things. So we have different responses versus our parents, our grandparents, our great grandparents. We have a say, and that because we're out the house now, we have our own say. We can have our own beliefs. We can have our own faith. We can have our own religion. We can have our own likes and dislikes. We can have our own foods that we choose to eat. There's so many different ways to eat now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was to a point. Black people grew up on soul food. Be eating fried chicken and watermelon. That's the stereotype. But I don't rock fried chicken and I don't rock watermelon.
I don't
I
do
used to
watermelon.
get teased, oh, you not because you don't do that.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I don't eat collard greens or black eyed peas.
listen, I think my first set of black eyed peas I had, I probably was 30. Because I didn't grow up with that food. You know what I'm saying? So every household is different. But I'm saying, as from when we take it from when we're young,
Mm-hmm.
and our parents teach us certain things, and after the children are born, each one comes, it's coming through, especially if you have a big family. It tight. It gets very tight, and attitudes are uneasy, and parents are doing the best they can at the time that they can, and and we just have to listen. This is the house rules. This is what rock, whether you liked it or not. And if you didn't like it, no, most times you ran away. You ran away, and you should be too scared to come back because you was getting that leather belt with that brass buckle. So you wasn't, you thought cautiously about coming back. But you're now on your own now, and you growing up and you learning different things, and you're going to do the same things to your children. So like, it's, as parents, we have to be very mindful of how we move, and the things that we were taught are not necessarily the right way of what today's society offers to rear our children. When I had my child, I used to read all the time, and people used to say to me, you can raise a child by a book. No, but I can educate myself on how to approach something a little bit differently. Times have changed. You may not use K roller up, you know, to help go to the bathroom. It's just so many different. Technology is a beautiful thing. So you don't have to stay back in the archaic times to move forward in life. You can let go of yesterday, so you can be a greater today and tomorrow. Like, that's always my philosophy. Things change, and when things change, you have to change with the times, because staying in an archaic state will do more harm than good. Now, there's something also called common sense now. Something definitely called common sense that people kind of lack sometimes, but
oh, yeah.
use it.
Oh yeah.
Use the common sense and put it together with some education. And a lot of you have to read. You have to research things. You have to find out what is the going method to achieve your goal. You can't stay back and, well, we about to get this hot pot of water and pour this and that in it. Like, certain things just We come away. We, there's remedies. There's natural remedies. There's just so many other things to be a better person and raise your children in a more productive way. So you know, civil rivalry is deep. It's deep, and we all have a part to play in that thing. Because it's a natural response for a child to be jealous of another child, because the first one, you was the only one for a certain period of time, and then here comes another one, and then you had another one, and then you had another one. It's like, what? So the first child was like, yo, what is going on here? I'm never gonna have my own space. Now I gotta share a bed with three other people. You're gonna have an attitude. So that's what it is. But again, at the same time, we as parents, when you become a parent, you're gonna do the best you can of your situation. Some people don't have a support system, so it's challenging in a lot of ways. I'm grateful to have had a village to raise my son, and I'm also grateful that I have my son late, because I tell you, if I had my son young, I don't think I would be a good mother at all. Like, because that is a hard job. Birth, I was like, oh, somebody better get this baby because it's not mine. I had a challenge bonding. I couldn't bond. So it was, and I was 35 when I had my son. So to have a baby young, you 14, 15, 16 years old, that's tough. And women have 2 and 3 kids before they 20. Like, that's rough. So, God bless you. Because I was done at one. And I was old. So, parenting is not easy.
No.
But sibling rivalry is serious. And especially now in the ages of blended families. Some little children really want to kill the younger brother or sister, like literally. There's a lot of mental issues going on with the older child onto these younger children. It's serious. So you gotta check in with your children. You can't be like, oh, I have to work, and you're working so 2 and 3 jobs. Somebody else is really raising your kid, and then you look up one day and your child's 18 and you don't know them. Be careful of that. Check in. Take 15-minute conversations. Check in with your children. Know what's on their minds. Let them know you care a little bit more than buying them a pair of sneakers or an Xbox. It's serious. Some things are worth something. It took you a few shifts to get, what's that new game? The 5, whatever 5. What's that? Is it an Xbox 5? What's the new game that's out that
PlayStation
costs
5.
almost $600,000? PlayStation 5. So you're busting your behind to get this PlayStation 5, but do you really know your child? Your child could be a pedophile. You have no idea. And then you wake up one day and you're going to get that phone call like, your son or your daughter is a pedophile. They molested 3-year-old Candy. And you're like, oh, no, not my kid. Yeah, because you didn't check in. You at work working 3 or 4 jobs while somebody around the corner is watching your kid. You don't know what's going on. Check in with your kids. Help them out. Make sure they are getting some type of support that they need. And if they're not, it's hard raising children. So you definitely need a village. You definitely need a village, but you got to check in with the people that's the village too.
Hmm.
Make sure they doing something. Check in with the village, right?
That's
So I thank y'all so much for coming on tonight. Um, this was an awesome topic. So does anybody have any last words?
We
cool.
get to speak. Now, just like, uh, I don't know. I never last words. My kids, like, my kids never had no sibling rivalry going on. Like they was always best of buds, and they were great. And it's like you said, it's all how you raised them. It's all in how your recipe. Because these kids didn't come with instructions. There's a lot of
Children
things
never,
I had to. There's a lot of things that where they say they don't.
children never come with instructions.
Yeah. Uh, there's a lot of things I learned. What I had to do was take what my mom taught me, take what my dad taught me, take what my grandparents taught me, and kind of mix it all in the bowl and throw in my own little seasoning and try to come up with something that works. Cause I said I got all millennials and their asses is crazy, right? So I'm working. I'm working with millennials over here. So that's a whole different breed. They're a whole different breed of kid. And for the most part, I can really actually say I'm proud of all three of them. They keep in contact every day with each other, or at least 2, 3 times a week, however they schedule. They got their own little chat and they talk and they snap on each other and they make fun. They're all
Yeah,
right. They're all right.
yeah.
I mean, just tweak your my advice or tweak your recipe. That's it.
Mm.
Anybody else?
Yeah. You got a kid?
Yeah. I'm gonna say this real quick. It's not as far as my kids. My kids are great. They got one of the best relationships I've ever witnessed with them, and it's beautiful. And the age difference. So I think that her older sister looked at her and kind of helped raise her, while her mom's, they all did. I give her mom's cool, like I said. She raised beautiful young ladies. So and their bond is beautiful. It kind of reminds me of what we had as far as my brothers and stuff and the bond. But for that matter, as far as when you got an issue with your, whether it be your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, whomever, even your friend, if they have done something wrong to you, it is up to you to go and address that situation. Okay. Don't allow other people to address the situation for you, because that's how things spread in the wrong way. It could be said in a different way and be taken out of context because you're hearing it from somebody, from the horse's tail instead of the horse's mouth, as my grandmother used to say, but she used the term loosely. Uh, so be mindful. Communication, again, in every factor of life, to get a better understanding from where one person is coming from. You got to be able to be communicative and open minded to hear what's being said before you shut it off. Because when you shut it off while somebody's trying to talk, you're never going to get what is really being put out there. Because a closed fist gets nothing, receives nothing, just like closed ears don't hear. They don't want to hear. So just take your time out, settle the differences if there's any, if you can. Because when I'm gonna tell you this, when it's all said and done, the last breath is gone. It's way too late to come up there and say now, oh, I'm sorry or I apologize. You should have been doing that from the get go. You should have thought about that while you were living. If I'm gonna give you your flowers, I'm giving them to you while you're living. I'm not gonna give you flowers like that. You dead. We ain't had no communication. You chose to stay away. Okay, I'm gonna have to believe it as it is. Like I said, I reach out and I reach out, but if nothing comes back, then I ain't got nothing for it no more. Still love you, but I love you from afar. But if it can be fixed, fix it. If not, still got love and just keep moving. Point blank, period. Peace.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, like what
King
Yasa
Herman.
said. Um, the village, because even though you had those sibling rivalries or you had those that jealousy issue, there was always that one family member that you kind of bonded with, and you were able to go to. And back in the days growing up, that's what saved a lot of us. You know, you got certain people went over their house. Yo, I'm rolling with uncle. Somebody go over here. Y'all roll with them. And just also remember that everybody evolves and let people stay in their lane and roll. And that's just the real key of it. You're gonna have some people that do get jealous. Hopefully that it doesn't get jealous to where it becomes so detrimental. And like KY said, oh, you won't talk to me no more, and then you die, so they'll come to your funeral and give you flowers. I don't think so. You know. So if you got siblings, appreciate it. But there's some people that don't have siblings. But then also, you got those friends that actually are closer to you than any family member that you ever could be born with or related to. So it goes both ways. But just know yourself and treat others how you want to be treated. It's on you. On that one, I'm done.
True indeed.
Thank you so much for coming tonight. I truly appreciate you as always. Just hang out 2 seconds. I'm gonna get right with you. Um, thank you, every viewer that is on tonight. To us here is my king hashtag the King's locker room. We are here every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We also have Where's My Queen? I do that every Wednesday, speaking on women's topics. Women. Again, we have the I the Charge Room radio show at iHeartRadio every Sunday at 12:30 p.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And remember, the QR code is in the corner. Visit the website www.thechargeroom.com. And we are always here for you. I do one-on-one coaching sessions and always help getting from a stuck place to a place you dream of and you feel that you just can't see your way. I'm here to help you do so. The charge room is here with multi services to help you with a safe space to come and be you to greet a greater you. So, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Ilyasa Simpson, known as Coach Illy, also known as Minister Charge. See you again next week. Have a great